Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk. I'm Heidi Smith. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and this is another one of my sparkling snowflake projects. So as you can see here, it's a way of, I wanted to show you ways to use your tag topper punch, but not just for tag toppers. So this is the punch that you can buy either on its own or as a bundle with the sparkling snowflakes and get your 10% discount. And I just thought it would make a really pretty edge to a Christmas card, as you can see here. And I've kind of gone for non-traditional colours, so Bubble Bath and Moody Mauve in this one, and then we've used the iridescent rhinestones. So these are a really fabulous staple iridescent rhinestone basic jewels that you can use as well. And as I said, I've just added those to the card background for the Make the Season Sparkle. So there we go. So that's what I've made. Good afternoon, balmy blue. As you can see, mine gets discoloured because it's kind of in an office that gets sunshine. But there we go. It doesn't affect the ink pad. So what you're going to need, really simple supplies. So you're going to need a card base, 10-fold card base. That's half a sheet of cardstock. You're going to need a layer of basic white to go inside. Then you're going to need a piece of Azure Afternoon and a piece of the basic white for the front as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our stamping. So I'm going to stamp the inside layer of the card, and I'm going to stamp the layer to go on the front as well. Not even the layer. I'm going to stamp the card base. What am I talking about? Blech. Dear me. Right, okay. So the stamps I've got, so things to notice. So these are a two-step stamp. So you can either use the detailed ones on their own, or you can use them with the outline layer to create a background as well. And that just kind of gives them an extra dimension, really. So as I'm going to be stamping off on the side, I'm just going to grab an extra scrap of paper, like so. All right. So we're going to start off with our Azure Afternoon on this tag. And in fact, I'm actually going to punch it first. There we go. So size-wise, this is 5 by 10 centimetres. I'll pop the inches down, probably 2 inches long by about 3 7/8. Okay, so. And the reason I've punched it first is because I want to kind of make sure I don't go too far over the edge with those. So I'm just going to stamp my Azure Afternoon. Pop my. So this is where you'll see my sample. I kind of did a bit of wonky stamping. Let's just see if we can get it better. Looks as if it might be a little bit better this time. And I'm just alternating between the large and the smaller of these snowflake stamps. You can see my Azure Afternoon hasn't been used an awful lot. It is quite juicy. And I'm going to come in with the balmy blue. So I'm just going to take the balmy blue and I'm just going to stamp that. So I'm just double checking that I didn't whether I wanted to stamp off or not first. So because it's two-step, I'm just stamping the detail, then I'm taking the outline and or the infill colour, and just stamping over the top. Like so. I'll do the same with this larger one. In fact, I might stamp off first with that one. It's quite a bit bigger, so we don't want it to dominate. And it also gives us another kind of shade on our card front as well. There we go, just pop that like so. So that's my layer. Now with these two stamps here, I'm going to want to clean those off because I'm going to use them on the main part of the card, but I'm going to be using them with a lighter shade. What I don't want to do is contaminate my ink pad, so I'm just going to use my chamois just to give that a quick clean. The chamois is great for quick cleans in between stamping, and then I tend to use my stamping scrub at the end of a stamping session to kind of really get the details and get it really clean. And also the stamping mist then conditions the stamp as well. Oh, in fact, I haven't done the edge. Never mind, I'll do that in a minute. So now I've done this, I'm just going to go over in Balmy Blue, and I'm going to just stamp and alternate between the two. Now where I've got a stamp here where I don't want it to go over the top edge, I'm just going to pop my piece of scrap paper and make a mess of it, but never mind. Okay, I'm sure we're not going to notice that in the long run. There we go. And I'm just kind of adding in there, and some of these will go once I've punched, but it doesn't matter because it's just going to create an overall background pattern. And with this, I'm not going to be using the second step for this because I'm just creating a background effect. And sometimes when we're doing Christmas cards, we kind of need to get them done, you know, a little bit quicker. So nice to have some detail, but you want to make sure that you can mass produce as well. So that's created my background. As I said, want to create my inside panel as well. So having forgotten to do that. So this I'm just going to use the smaller stamp with As Your Afternoon and just pop that down the edge. So I'm just going to vary it by turning my stamp and coming sort of in and out slightly, like so. And as I say, you could use the second step stamp on there as well if you wanted to create a little bit more depth of pattern. Okay, so that's my layer. Clear the decks. Here we go. Right, so on with some punching now. Now my hands are covered in ink. I don't know how I managed to get quite so inky. Right. Okay, so we've got two things we want to punch now. So first one is our layer for our card. So this one is just slightly bigger than the basic white. So it's 10.5, or slightly wider, 10.5 by 5 centimetres, so that'll be a full 4 1/8 as well. So you're just going to pop that, and you'll see it's just creating that layer like we normally have on our cards. So I'm going to pop some glue on the back there. I'm not going to add it to the snowflake because the snowflake is going to overlap slightly. I don't want to have any sort of excess glue. So there's my layer, and then we're going to punch on the edge of this one as well. So to do that, we're going to pop it into our punch, turn over, and I'm just going to punch. I'm going to just make sure that I haven't got the score line. So just line it up so that the score line is just on the left-hand edge here. Turn it over, press down. And then you're going to do the same but on the bottom. So again, pop your card in and then just line that up with that bottom edge, like so. Now you'll see we've got this piece here. So all I'm going to do is come in and line that up at about 1 centimetre from the top. So hopefully you can see that there. And I'm just going to cut that little middle section. I don't want to cut it all the way because I want that blue layer just to give a little bit of paler colour peeking through. And in fact I might actually I'm just going to trim that back slightly more. Go. So what you don't want it to do is poke out of the top and bottom edges. There we go. Okay, so that's then going to sit up on some dimensionals. I'm just going to use these spare pieces of dimensionals as well. Always make the most of your little edges, and they're great if you're doing shaker cards as well. And you can always use them for that. I'm just going to pop them on the outside edge here. So this is really, this is a card that you can make in, pretty much, 10 minutes. And certainly is ideal if you're doing any batch making as well, because you could do all your punching in one go, all your stamping. And then I'm just lining that up. So I'm just using the sort of diamonds that I've got to just make sure that's in the middle there. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of my card. And there we have a layered card as your afternoon balmy blue. Team blue, team pink. I think either is great fun. All that's left to do is add my rhinestones, because I've forgotten them. I'm suddenly looking at it kind of going, oh, why does it look so different? So 3 sizes of these rhinestones. So I'm using the larger one on the large snowflake. And obviously you can use as many or as few of these as you like. And then I'm just going to use some of the medium ones on that panel as well. And I think we're going to have another one down here. And then finally, let's have one. Use a larger one in the centre there. There we go. Now we can make the season sparkle because we've added our sparkles. There we go. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of these projects, hopefully I'll be doing one a week for the next kind of 7 or 8 weeks in the run up to Christmas. So come back and see me soon. Hit the subscribe button and you'll see when I have a video coming up. Thanks for watching. Bye now.